Welcome to the Leadership Skill Sessions, where we tackle real workplace questions with expert insights, practical strategies, and honest conversations. I'm Desiree Musselman, a certified leadership coach and trainer, and together we'll learn how to respond, not just react, to workplace stress, inspiring others, and lead with strategy and purpose. Let's check out our topic for today. Our question today comes from a new manager who had a peer that was difficult to deal with, and they just got promoted over this peer. This person has now become extremely difficult for them to deal with and refuses to cooperate as a direct report at all. Let me give you a little background, because we've probably been in this situation to some sort of degree. It sounds like this one's a little bit further than what we're used to. So the gist was, since the leader was promoted, this difficult employee or peer is refusing to follow their instructions. Just is not participating in things, is not really running with anything that this new manager is asking them to do. The second thing is that the employee has a really good relationship with the next level leader. So this newly promoted leader and this direct report both have a really great relationship with this new manager's boss. So that creates a little bit of friction, a little bit of challenge there, as I'm sure you understand. And then there is overwhelming evidence that this employee makes many costly mistakes that they are just not taking ownership for. They are actually saying these things have not happened. So adding a little extra layer on there, we've got three really big challenges that are leading up to this struggle with a challenging or difficult direct report that is not listening, not really working with this new manager. So the question this new manager had was, how do I handle a difficult employee without taking their workload on or feeling like I have to quit? So let's go back over those points and let's talk about this a little bit. The first thing is, back to that point that since the leader was promoted, this employee is refusing to follow their instructions. So as a coach, the first thing I would ask is how have you approached providing instructions to this employee? As someone, myself, and working with leaders that have dealt with this, when you have someone who is obviously not happy that you're in the role that you're in, it is very easy to fall into the mindset around, I have to walk on eggshells. I don't want to upset this person. Am I doing something wrong? I need to kind of work into this. I need to figure out what's going on. I need to find the right approach. And oftentimes when we approach from that space, what ends up happening is we don't really provide clear instructions. We don't really lay down the hierarchy. So this person now feels not only were you everything that they thought you were going to be, as in the wrong person in this role, you're kind of given the proof in the pudding, even though that's not what you're trying to do. Like, the intention behind it is to make this person feel comfortable and get them on your side without being a jerk. And oftentimes when we're so worried about that, we tend to overcompensate and not really develop the relationship in the level that we need it to be. So that's that first question, is how have you approached providing instruction to the employee? Because if you're going overboard of like, you have to do this, that's not going to work. And if you're pulling back too far and not just treating them like everybody else, they're probably going to end up walking all over you. So since the leader was promoted, this person's probably refusing their instructions because one of those two things happened. This is where the leader needs to build that confidence up and go, I'm going to treat them like everybody else. They get on board, they get on board. If they don't, they don't. That is their choice at that point. Number two was the employee has a good relationship with the next level leader. So the way I would approach this is asking the question, how can you use this to your advantage? Oftentimes, when we are in a situation where a direct report, especially when you're a new manager, has a direct line to your boss and they're just being difficult, they're undermining you at every step, and they're just not getting on board with how to move forward, what we tend to do is start acting out of fear and worry that that next level leader is not going to have our back. or that we're in wrong somehow, like what we're doing is wrong, so therefore they're not going to back us up, or we're going to be found out, right? The more you can be open and honest and have direct conversations based in fact, not in emotion, the more you can build this together. You need to ask for the support you need from that next level manager. If this person is not doing their job and they're flat out not doing what you're asking them to do, that's not okay. And that definitely needs to be addressed with the upper leadership. But it needs to be done in a way where you are just sticking to the facts and going, this is what I have that I'm dealing with. This is what I need from you. Are you willing to help me with that? It could go either way, still depends on that upper leader, not gonna lie. But the more factual and the less emotion-based you are dealing with the situation, the more likely that the upper leadership is gonna have your back. Number 3 is that overwhelming evidence that the employee is making costly mistakes that they're denying making. My question to that would be, what types of situations does the employee tend to take ownership of? When our lovely brain, lovely operating system does something called confirmation bias. And I work with leaders a lot on this, because not only do they do it to themselves, they do it to their employees, they do it to upper leadership. When we have a capital T truth in our minds that something is absolutely positively true, and for this manager it is that this is a difficult employee that is not going to do anything, and they are making big mistakes, they are denying and they're not taking ownership, bad, right? They definitely aren't on the great side of an employee. But we're going to ferret out. Our brain is going to ferret out everything that this person is doing. It's kind of like when you buy a car. I like to use that analogy. When you buy a car, you start seeing that car everywhere. And it's because of confirmation bias. Your brain starts looking for things that make up that you are right, and you made good choices, and you've really uncovered what is going on. Doesn't mean it's true. It's actually filtering out anything that does not match that. So if you can focus on the type of situations where the employee does tend to take ownership, you can then approach these from that aspect. You can understand where they're going to be less defensive and learn to take ownership, and you can help build that camaraderie, that trust, that influence with them, because you're going to acknowledge not just all the bad they're doing, you're going to have interactions with them about the good that they're doing. And it's one thing, especially as new managers, it's really difficult. And I've seen managers who've been in leadership for a long time that struggle with this. We can't just focus on the negative. You have to focus on both, because no human being is all bad or all good. There is a blend. And when you acknowledge the whole blend, the more likely they are to work with you and feel like they can trust you. So the big question around how to handle a difficult employee without taking on their workload or feeling that you have to quit. My question would be, what is your end goal? Is this where you want to be? Do you want to continue down this path of leadership? Do you want to be in this position? If so, step into that. Step into that leadership. Don't take their workload off. Hold them accountable. It's difficult and it's hard and it's messy and it sucks a lot. But if you help them stay accountable and you realize that you can help them realize that they have ability to affect what's happening and where you go with this and what situation and relationship you have, then you're going to figure out where you want to go. If you still feel like quitting, that's okay too, because sometimes even if you are leadership material, it doesn't mean that's the right leadership position for you. So really think about it and think about, what is your end goal? What do you want to achieve? And is this just a stepping stone to achieve that goal? And you have to learn how to deal with this type of employee, or is this something that you're just not okay with and it's on your number? No matter what, it'll be the right decision for you. Thanks for exploring this topic with us today. If you like the discussion, tap the like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more discussions and questions to help you find your unique leadership style and voice.